I wake up to this every day now.
Now, what's the milestone? Like, what's the next goal?
100K month is the next milestone, really.
What would you say is something that kept you going?
Just knowing that it's possible.
My guy, what is going on? After it's Black Friday right now, man. How's your day been?
Yeah, man, it's shopping season. Everything's in full effect. We're fired up. I mean, I already did, as many sales today, halfway through the day as, all of the yesterday did. So I'm excited to see what real results we get today. But yeah, I had my biggest days the last couple days. So I'm hoping today's even bigger.
Yes, I know you've been killing it. That's why we had to get on this call, showcase everything, because it's a lot of things have changed over like the last few weeks. And I know you've been in the game for a little second, so definitely wanted to talk about like your whole journey to kind of showcase how that's been. Yes, sir.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, last 2 weeks have been on fire for sure.
I definitely. So to kind of start off this case study, I want to start off by asking about like, of course, telling everyone who you are and how you got into the position you're in right now, just overall your story.
Right. Yeah, so my name is Dre. I've been I work in online business myself. I work remotely. So I wanted to, get into something that, was also another opportunity that I could handle from anywhere in the world. It's something that really made me excited about ecom specifically. I've always been interested in like digital offers, things like that. So this one was something that I could take full control of and obviously have, control of my the outcome. Obviously the most that I put into it is what the results that I was going to get out of it. And that all came true. So, I'm super excited to continue forward on this journey. Obviously, I've dipped in and out of ecom just in the past with, with some online resources in the past. There's tons of online resources, out there. Shiny object syndrome is nothing that I'm short of suffering from. So there's tons of websites, YouTube channels, gurus, this, and that, and you get caught up in a lot of that. So I needed something that was really accountable. And here we are.
Yeah, nah, and you've been in, how long has it been since you like kind of first started ecom?
And I first started ecom actually in 2021, like a pandemic project. I went in kind of blindly, not having, with, good intentions, decent guidance, but like not something that really worked out for me at the time. It was tough financially to keep up. It was tough to, make sure, or at least like have, I would say that the feedback that I was getting was very, was good, but it wasn't really customized and necessary. It's like what I needed. So it wasn't, it didn't work out for me at the time. So I had to take a step back and like assess my situation, but I always wanted to make sure that I was kept in the back of my mind that as something that to revisit when the time was right and that when I felt I had the necessary knowledge to do so. So I spent the last couple of years kind of rounding out my, my familiarity with the online space, digital marketing, social media marketing, all those different things that could play a role in e-commerce. Obviously Facebook ads being a huge crucial part of it, content management, content creation, and also the psychology of consumers and behaviors. All of that took a lot of studying, kind of getting a good understanding of. But now that I feel super prepared and I'm super excited to continue forward and continue learning because I find it fun. Honestly, it's exciting. It's a game at this point, like how to tap in and like get even more results. So yeah, it's all been great up until now. And I would say I started this journey back with you a few months ago. 90 days is what, we locked in for. So here we are, like, here we are the last couple of days of that agreement. And yeah, like I said, it took a lot of testing. It took a lot of diligence. It took, we had to go through the process. If some people get lucky and they strike gold maybe on their first couple of products, that wasn't the case for me, but with persistence, and understanding of the process, and having faith in like that what we're doing works, as long as you get it right and you continue to work forward, then it got us to hit. So everything broke through, everything broke even, and now we're pushing towards that profit and profit on a daily basis and profit overall on this journey. Like it takes emotional investment, but also financial investment, time investment. All of those things need to be invested into this project. And you have to be willing to have a little bit of skin in the game in order to get something out of it.
Yeah, 100%. Plus, you gotta, that's whenever you fully invested, that's when you really take a lot of action behind it too, for sure. And your journey is very similar to a lot of journeys, even myself. So like, despite all the failures, despite all of that, like, what would you say is something that kept you going? And what do you think was that difference maker between like 2021 to like now in 2024, almost 2025?
I mean, just knowing that it's possible. It's definitely 100% possible to do it. as long as you are persistent. Yeah, there's obviously, it's not the same exact path for every single person. And that's what I just wanted to figure out for myself. I didn't want to step out of it, especially once I started, investing my time and my money into it. I wanted to make sure I got something out of it, you know, and what that was. And I was like, okay, there's no way that this isn't going to work. Like, if this is the method and it's tried and true, like I see the success happening in front of me. Even in 2021, people are like, drop shipping is dead. Like you hear that, your homies tell you that, people tell you that. There's no way. I like, and there was, just because you see it happening in front of you, see it happening around you, people that I know, people in my family, I've seen them order products that I've done product research on. They're like, oh, they're half there. Like people have ordered me gifts that I've like looked into drop shipping. Like, there's no way drop shipping is dead. So even to this day, like even when I told one of my homies earlier this year when we first started, I was told him all this. He's like, dude, what are you spending all your time and money on again now? So I'm like, this is what I'm at. He's like, dude, isn't drop shipping dead? Wasn't it dead the last time you did it? That is. And here we are, like, there, whatever it might be. Because like I said, I'm seeing it still happen around me. Amazon has only gone absolutely crazier. Other e-commerce stores have only gone absolutely crazier. And there's, people are looking for those online resources to go to. We know that big box stores are struggling. Target, Walmart, whatever, Kohl's, wherever people regularly go, those stores are empty. So just walk around, go see what people want, talk to people, whatever niche, even though like I figured out that like I want to work in, or like that I wanted to like the niche I started like, selling products within, just like be a little bit present within that, start talking to people that use those types of products or have lifestyle associated with those types of products. That's all I had to do. It was just very simple.
No, that is
And then,
something, and always hearing that, "Oh, dropship is dead," or that's just crazy to even think about, man, so, no, I totally get that. Now my next question is, like, you're still working your job, like, how did you manage your time while also still being able to apply yourself and really invest time into what you're doing now?
right. Yeah, fortunately, when the real for me, the reality is I had to do work remotely. So I have that flexibility to like when I can take my break and dedicate a specific amount of window of time, whether it be 15, 20 minutes, whatever it needs to be, to check into my store, log out, get back to work. For me, that was fortunate where that was the case. And then whenever we had to do our mentorship calls, I always schedule them after either working hours or on my lunch. So I had that flexibility, but that was essentially what you have to do. It's like you have to have these meetings at least 2, 3 times a week in order to be getting, the type of necessary like, feedback, or else you're still flying blind. You got to be checking in on yourself or check on your ads when you wake up, maybe once in the middle of the day, and then once or twice later. But that's all it's super doable. Everything is on mobile apps too. I got Ads Manager on my phone, Shopify on my phone, AliExpress on my phone, Shopify inbox on my phone, whatever you need, like, I have it right there. So if I'm out, if I get a buzz, whatever it might be, I was in Boston, all last weekend for a wedding, had 30, 40 orders come in. It took some time, but I was just at the airport, just filling it all on my phone, and that was cool. So like, it was doable. And that's what, like, when that kind of like put in the reality of it too. Like it's cool. Like I was away from home, away from my desk, still $1,000 in sales came in that day. It was like, it's doable. So that just steps towards, like, obviously there's some refining in the process. There's fine tuning in the process, which we're working on, but making sure that first just getting the wheels on the bus and then you get the bus rolling. Right. And then after that, it's a party bus. So we just keep on going.
Man, that is big, and I remember the moment whenever, like, you had a day where it was, like, a $500 day, and then you was just, like, things were rolling, like, are you able to share that breakthrough moment when you realized, like, "Oh, this is actually working," like, how was that for you?
Yeah, definitely. It was like I had faith in the product. I knew that like there's something to it. I was getting sales, but I was just breaking even every time. I'm like, okay, it's like, how do I break through? This break even point. There's obviously is getting the hits, but it's like, what it's gotta work. It's gotta be something here. So yeah, we made our small adjustments that we needed to make, and on the product page, whatever it might have been. And then it happened. You're like, all right, cool. Not that it was easy as that. Maybe it took me all of the time. It was one quick change, two or three small changes, but it took months of working hard, learning, and then having that honestly like almost a couple of weeks off of like, okay, assess the situation. What do we really need to do? And then it was like, okay, let's try something different. honestly, it was just taking a step back, breaking my bad habits, and say, okay, do something different. You know, lower your kind of expectation, and it worked. So that was cool because a lot of it was up until that point, it was full steam ahead, rinse and repeat. Do this, do this, do this. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna trust my gut, make a small change, and see if it works. That small change was outpricing my competitor and outpricing Amazon, which was very difficult to do because it required my ego to take a hit financially too. I'm like, okay, I have to drop my price 5, 10, $15 on my variance. But that was what it was for me in that situation because I mean, I'll explain it right here. In that for that specific product, I was getting like 30, 45 add to carts, but like 9 purchases, right? So we were like, okay, people just weren't getting to that final last stage. They weren't converting. What did we decide to do? Drop the price $5. Because what were they probably doing? Window shopping. Go here, add to cart, hop to Amazon, hop here. Was it at this toy store or whatever it was? Boom, drop the $5. Beat them all out. And ding, 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 sales coming in. So that was all we had to do is make the change. Obviously, what I had to take a step back from was like, okay, do I want to make the money hard up front, or do I want to really get those sales in? And that's the truth is like get the sales in, make your money for sure, necessary that you need to, but don't try and push your profit margin so high to recoup for past losses. That'll come naturally.
Exactly. That's very good. You answered it all because I was gonna ask you, like, what was that specific change? Because definitely want people to get some gems from this too as well, and of course, like, we'll show the results by
Don't be greedy.
yeah, that's the one. That's the one. So, of course, like, you had and then to put out there too as well, like, you got married through that time frame too of the step back, so that was super big. Congrats on
Yeah,
that.
big year.
Yes,
Thanks,
indeed.
man.
And then got back into it, and from there, like, what is the results from when you got back to it and where you're at now? Well, it's been, like, what, like, 2 weeks? How's it been?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just for that, essentially, I took a 2-week break, just to get married real quick. Necessary, had to do that. So yeah, I came back to it, and that's what I had. That's like I said, I took that step back. took a break. Allowed me to like, kind of revisit it mentally and approach it like with something fresh and like. And then the last 2 weeks, done like 15K in sales.
Yes.
Leading up to that, I did in 8 weeks. 8 weeks before that, I did 3K in sales. So 8 weeks, 3K, 14 days, 15K. And that's just with the small shift, the perspective shift, the small changes that we made. Fired up the same exact creatives, just same interest, even,
Yeah.
just dropped the price, made some small changes, and then just hit it. And then I've just been now rocking it for the last 2 weeks, 1K days consistently, essentially.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know how they be out there. They be like, "Man, he's saying all this. Is this really true?" So, I able to share your screen and showcase that this is really results. This is no fluff, and you giving the game in here too. I didn't expect you to drop the gems like that, but hey, giving it all.
Hey, for sure. It's a little bit of value. But yeah, let me show you my screen real quick. I'll bring up my Shopify to show you. It's right here. So I live in LA. It's 12:30 noon.
It's coming. It's coming. There it is. Yeah. So it is 12 o'clock for you. Not even like
12. Nice. Conversion rate is high. We got 18 orders that have hit. I wake up to this every day now. So that's see. Yeah, it is 8:43 just today. Like I was saying, like yesterday. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. Full. I wasn't expecting much, but still a cool 820. And then just today, like I was saying, it's Black Friday. Same. We're halfway through the day. We're already up. So this is the last 7 days. Well, you guys got a sneak preview of that. So that's 7 days. Like we're averaging $1,000 a day right now, which is pretty good. Conversion rate's decent at 3%, but this is better than the 1 to 8.8 to 1% that I was getting before, right? But yeah, we're moving, things are moving along. Last 7 days, we're looking at total sales 7,658. And then like I was saying, we fired up this creative on 2 weeks back. So if we go 2 weeks to days, 14,683. So by the end, tell you, this number is for sure going to be at 15K. I'm going to be straight on that.
oh, is that 100%, 100%?
Yeah, and that's 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything's looking good. We're on track here to keep rolling into the holiday season, and that was the most important thing. It was like you got to push through because I know it's like now more than ever is like when it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. So being diligent, being aware, being aware of trends, this happens every single year, so, we're just going to continue to keep on hitting it.
100%. Say like the biggest difference between like before this and now is like the slight tweak of the offer and making it just a lot more appealing and even dropping the price. Like you're still like profitable even though you did that? Like profitable as in
Oh,
like
definitely.
margins?
Yeah, for sure. There was small changes that to be made in there. Small things, creative things that you can do. When people shop on Amazon, they're still paying shipping, right? They see the window price, they see the sticker price when they add to cart, and then they go to checkout, and they're also getting charged taxes and shipping.
Right.
So depending on your pricing model, depending on how you price your store, you have some variability to play with that. A lot of the times with us or with drop shipping stores, tax is included in the price that's listed, or tax could not be included, depending on how you like to do your store. So
Right.
really with that total, there's some number psychology that comes into your pricing. So just being very aware of all of those factors, who your competitors are with your product, if so, and what that initial price is to the customer. They're going to get a big impression from that.
100%. And it's not it's a good price point too at 42. And then what's I know before this he was at like 3K overall sales. And one thing that I always say is like whenever you get to a success, like you'll be surprised on how fast like things really go. Once you have it, you can easily do like pretty quickly. Like how was that experience seeing that it just happened so fast after finally having that breakthrough?
So yeah, that's definitely what I was like. I knew it was going to happen. I was like, that's what I was working towards. I feel like that. I was like, okay, this is going to for sure allow me to, recoup whatever losses I accumulate up until this point. So I just like that. That was kind of like a big driving force for me. And once we got there, I'm like, great. But where I'm not trying to take it for granted. I'm praying literally every day that like, okay, cool, we're on a good one. Facebook ads managers stay open. Like, don't hit me with nothing. Like it's all these factors, like let's keep on a good roll, all these great things because I don't want to take it for granted and like, okay, like, and it's not a fluke, essentially, and not a way that we're monitoring it, we're watching it. There's not, I'm not raining in dough. That's the reality of the situation. It's not like, not yet, right? So we're going to just got to keep getting it to that point is the goal. I still feel like ultimately the time I've invested into this, no, I'm still in the red. I'm going to feel that mentality until for a long time. I'm like, yeah, it feels great to be profitable, but I'm keeping in the back of my head, I'm remaining humble that like, yo, you've been putting work. Let's just tell this pays you a 3 month salary, then you're still putting work, so I'm paying back the last few months, even the last few like years of knowledge. So, but that's what it's about. It feels good that I am actively paying that back. But, and we're working towards that goal. We're on path towards that goal. So in a way, like, has my goal been achieved? Maybe, goal one has been achieved, but like, yeah, the goals are bigger now. Now the goals are just like, now the bar is higher. The standards are even bigger, longer, so we have a lot more to work towards.
100%. It's 2 weeks, like, if you think about that, that year's a time frame, so
Like,
2021 to now, like, it's been 2 weeks, so imagine a time
yeah.
frame.
So the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna put my head down for the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna put my head down honestly for the rest of the year, and make sure that this is something that I can roll continuously forward and scale and continue to grow. And that I can do it again. The fact that like I have to be able to do it again. I know that I can. Essentially, it's like okay, but now what am I going to do to position myself to do it again and strategically and continue to grow in that regard too.
100%. Nah, you're definitely on that path, and telling you in the next, like, 2 months, like, next 2 years, you can take this to a whole nother level, but, man, what would you say was, like, the most valuable thing of, like, the program of being able to accomplish this? What was the valuable part about it?
Thing for me, it's the accountability and having someone that's like, so knowledgeable, like you as a mentor, because like I was saying, everything else, material, content, knowledge wise, it is all available online. Like we don't have to lie about that. No cap. You can go online and search how to run ads. You can go online, 100 winning products, and everybody's going to tell you what they are. But it's really is having somebody like there with you in the process that's telling you how to like, see through the smoke screens, and also telling you like, okay, what's in the reality of your situation, what's working, and also someone that's had the foresight and the experience too. So I think the accountability within the mentorship is the number one thing. The checking in, knowing that like one, we invested in ourselves, but we do that for the reason that because there's value to it. You know, when it's, you want to make sure that you're holding yourself accountable for what you're also doing, and you're going to get those results. So being that this is like a results driven program, you know, that's the most important thing. It's like, if you're going to be getting those results, you are going to see these results in front of you happen, you know, and that's what you told me, like, this is this will happen. And I'm going to make sure that that happens for you. And you did, you showed up and you checked in on me every single time, you know, even ahead of the calls, make sure that things were running. How are things going? And just making sure that I was in check to make sure we were reaching those goals together.
100%, 100%. And I think that is definitely the most valuable thing because, like you said, the game is all out there. Like, there's no like unseen curtains and things in that nature, but that accountability and being able to ask questions and like that's like the biggest thing. And weekly too, like the accountability. Like someone can be on for a month and be off, but like week by week, day by day, that's how you're really able to accomplish goals super quickly. So that's big.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's worth it 100%.
Now, what's the milestone? Like, what's the next goal? Like, what you say is what you're trying to do next?
I mean, if we hit 15K in 2 weeks, then I mean, if I can do 50K in the next month, that's crazy. 100K month is the next milestone, really, you know. So 50K is, you know, it's cool, but I would like to do another 100K month. I think, you know, because if I was doing I did a 1K month before, I just, you know, did a 10K month, let's 10X, you know, keep 10X. So 100K month, scalable, I would say the next, you know, if not in December, then, you know, we're gonna start off next year. We're gonna hit it hard. I'm investing in more content, investing in more creatives, you know, so I can continue to grow and scale, and making sure that, you know, my brand is well rounded. And then just seeing, you know, yeah, other things that we can also add within this niche. So that'll work out. So
Sure.
yeah, you know, next goal is 100K month. You know, next goal is essentially not have to do or be in that place where we're in, like, yeah, it's all profitable and not, you know, and then this can be something that I can solely focus on. And right now it's only requiring, you know, a maximum of a couple hours a day, you know, and that's me really watching things happen in real time. And that's probably, you know, me putting in more than is necessary. But, you know, at that point, you know, a couple hours a day, 1 hour, 2 hours a day, I have no problem with that.
Yes, indeed. And it's not that's not long at all. Like people like 8 hour day, like doing that like regular job. So like that is easy to add into the week or the day. So now that's super big. And I know you're gonna hit that milestone. We'll have an updated case study on that too as well. Just talking about that whole journey from this to there. So super excited on that. Now this last question. So I always gotta ask, like, what would you give advice to someone that's thinking about that might have had the same journey as you, try in the past, haven't had success, but now they're really trying to figure out like, should I go ahead and take this leap? Or what advice would you give to someone that's thinking about joining or on the edge?
Definitely, definitely. It's a great question. Because you have to be ready for it, and you have to be the one, like, if you have to decide that it's something that you want to do for yourself. That's the most important thing. You know, if you're ready to make a change in your life and you want to do something that's worth it and you want to have full control of the outcome, then go for it. If you're completely comfortable with whatever you're already doing in your day job, your career, and you're completely fine, then don't do it. You know, that's the reality of it. Because you want, you know, because this is an exciting journey and it'll change your life. So if you're not trying to get, you know, if you're not trying, but if you are one that's trying to get into whole new place, take yourself to the next level for any reason whatsoever. Like, I'm cool with where I'm at, but I wanted to take it to the next level. I know that I have more potential. I just turned 30. I have not hit my ceiling. If you're one of those people who are also don't think they've hit their ceiling yet, then why not?
Yes, sir. How that is. It's always like you know that there's something more and there's something like calling. It's like, oh yeah, do it. So for sure do it. And I'd say one thing too as well. One people there are a lot of scammers out there that will be like, oh, do this. And people have gotten scammed. So that is one thing too as well. What would you say is what stood out about like myself or like working together? What would you say is like the best thing about that?
Yeah, I mean, just the authenticity and the transparency from the beginning. I mean, you're 100% you're the same person you are in all these calls that you are online. You know, your YouTube channel, your Instagram, wherever you present yourself, wherever I come across you, you're the same person, literally 100%. So, and you show up the same exact way, same energy, you know, same enthusiasm, and you care about the results, just if more than we do, just the same amount. So, you know, that's been the truth, 100% the whole time. So, you know, from the first time I tapped in with you, You hit me up, boom, hit me up on, you're like, yo, let's have this call. When works with you? And then we met face to face, just like we did now. And it was just been authentic the whole time. So yeah, at no point did I like believe that it wasn't possible.
That's it, that's it. Transferring that belief, that's all it
Yeah,
is.
just transparency, transparency and authenticity the whole time. That's really what it's been.
Man, I can say the same thing about you, man, honestly, like, as soon as it's always been love, it's always been good, and I love, that's what I love about, like, one-on-ones too, is, like, you meet great people, and it's, like, a great relationship, so, yeah, I say fully.
Not often do you get to work with like the CEO of a company, essentially, or like the owner of their own company. So that was my experience in the past. It's like didn't get that. I didn't get the I will call it the white glove treatment. From the CEO or someone that was like that really cared about the experience, that really cared about the results, and that was what the difference was here.
Yes, sir, now that's big, and now we got so much more to accomplish, man. I don't wanna take up too much of your time. I do appreciate you hopping on this, talking about your journey, and I know we're gonna have
No,
a
great.
call here soon, talking about your 100K and beyond. I'm telling you, you right there.
Yep, definitely
Yes, sir, man. Well, I'm gonna let
appreciate it.
you do it. I appreciate you once again, and everybody that is watching this, of course, down below, we have the link to book a call to see if you wanna be the next person, accomplish it, be the next testimonial, but of course, hopefully you have a great day, and I appreciate you once again.